All right. Let me apologize for being late. I got stuck in meetings upstairs, and without all of your beautiful faces in the building, I kind of forgot about media today in general. So I apologize for keeping you guys waiting.
All right, we'll start with James Ham.
Luke, this is always one of those awkward days. It's cut down day for a lot of teams. What can you tell us about sort of what's happened today with your club?
Yeah, it's tough, and that's one of the things I was just doing upstairs is talking to those guys, and we let Frank go today, and he did everything that that we asked him to, and he's an NBA player. He's a really good player, a really good teammate. But we only, we had one spot left, and Glenn, I thought, did a really nice job of earning that spot. So we're gonna, have Glenn on the roster, and we'll keep moving forward and just kind of wish and hope the best for Frank. And it's a good lesson for all our guys to learn and see it. I mean, they've seen what kind of player Frank is as well, but it's a tough league and a tough business, and we got to enjoy and appreciate the time that we have here and the time we have together.
I guess with that, I mean, does that sort of tidy up your roster for the season? I mean, going in, is this what you guys are going with?
Yeah, I wouldn't, ultimately any more decisions will, be made by the front office, but I would expect this being the roster going into the season. Yeah.
Jason Jones.
Hey, good afternoon, Luke.
Jason.
Hey, just with the shortened training camp, only 4 preseason games and the game coming up so soon, is that enough time to kind of sort out how you want to integrate new guys, or is it easier to maybe stick with the guys you're comfortable with?
No, yeah, Jay, it's not enough time, but it is what we have. So, like I said before, we're all season long, got to learn on the go. And, we didn't have Marvin for most of this time. We didn't have Hassan for most of this time. So, we got a lot of work to still do. And, we're going to have to, we're going to keep trying different things, and we're going to keep learning. But again, the guys' attitude and energy and practice and effort level today was great again. So as long as we keep getting that type of buy-in and that type of work, it might not happen overnight, but we'll get to where we need to go.
And Buddy talked again about his defense. He talked about over the summer looking at film and seeing areas where he could see himself where things weren't, I guess, clicking for him defensively and what he needed to do to get better. When he came back to you guys for camp, just what did you notice that he had maybe changed or tweaked about his defensive approach that is carried over so far?
To me, it's his focus on how he's playing defense that's been the biggest. He's the type of energy he has and how hard he plays on offense. Like, there's a lot about him that would lead you to believe that he can get this done on both sides. He's a strong man. Like, for a shooting guard, there's no reason he can't be a good defender. And the biggest difference I've noticed is just his overall focus level on that end of the court. Talking out switches and asking questions when his group blows a coverage. And it's been impressive. He had a couple stretches like this, last year. And when me and him sat down and talked when he got back, that's one of the things we talked about. And again, it's early, but it's been one of the bright spots for us so far. And I think you got I've been impressed with that side of the court for him.
Sean Cunningham.
What's up, sir?
Sean.
I guess just from a health standpoint, first off, everyone present and counted for today?
We still know Jabari and Daquan in practice. Both are getting better. Corey Joseph did non-contact part of practice today. So he took another step forward as far as that's concerned. And we're hoping that by opening night, he's ready for some contact.
Okay, cool. And then I guess right now, if you had to pinpoint your biggest concern regarding your team heading into the season, what might that be?
I'd say our continuity is, it's, again, I point to the effort that our guys have played in, at least through, I'd say, all four of the preseason games. There were some things in that last Warrior game, effort-wise, I wasn't happy with, but for the most part, they're giving us what they have and what we're asking for. I think you come in, you open the season against a team like Denver, who's just in the Western Conference Finals and has been together for, the core of that, group for however many years now. They start camp at another level as far as things that they're working on. They're not putting in any offensive concepts for me, I think going in, how quickly can we get to that continuity? When things break down, can we flow into what we've been working on? Can we get to our spacing consistently? Even the last game, too many times, we got, two players in the same lane, and or if Belly feels like he has a mismatch, he's running to the post. We want him to stay in that deep corner. You know what I mean? Marvin has the same, some of the same habits. So how quickly can we break those habits and consistently play, with that space and continuities that it takes good teams to play with?
Matt George.
Hey, Luke, when you have all these days between your last preseason game and the start of the regular season, how much is it spent focusing specifically on the Denver Nuggets and game planning for them, and how much is it just working on what the team needs to work on and improve on?
Yeah, it's a balancing act. This early in the season, I'd say we lean more towards things that we have to get better at still. We bring up the idea that there's going to be Denver runs a lot of split cuts. They run a lot of what we call a zoom action with Jokic bringing it over. So we touch on it today, but most of what we do is based on where we need to keep getting better. We'll touch on it a little more tomorrow. Again, focus on us, and then we'll really get lifted into, get put into what Denver is doing Monday, Tuesday.
And then after Thursday night's game, you talked about DeAaron Fox's process of becoming a better shooter. Can you expand on that a little bit? One of the things you said was that if the shot will look good in practice, will be falling, but once you get into actual games, it won't necessarily click right away. Can you expand on that a bit?
Yeah, that's not specific for DeAaron. That's, in my experience in our league, that's everybody, except for the occasional player can pick things up and go straight from practice to games. Majority of what I've seen, it always starts with hard work. Hard work is the top priority. It's the only way to get anything to where you want it to be. From there, it starts to look better in practice. Then you get to the games and it's still slow. Eventually, it starts to get better in the games, and that's just kind of that what that path looks like as far as individual player development is concerned. Again, we don't want Rashawn shooting a lot of threes, but he works on it. And I'm telling you now, there's going to be a point in his career where, whether it's us or not, there's going to be a team that lets him shoot threes, because in practice he hits them at a pretty high percentage. And, that'll be part of his progression too, and how the NBA is played. For right now, he's still told that unless it's late in the shot clock, we want him rolling and putting pressure on that rim every time. But that's part of the progress of player development.
All right, we got time for one last question from G-Man. Sorry, G-Man. All right, got you.
How do you achieve the balance for DeAaron, utilizing his quickness and his speed to break down defenses and get to the rim, versus shooting 6, 7, 8 threes a game?
Yeah, a lot of that is, comes with film work and just having him understand the general idea of what we want him to do for us. and you know, we spent a lot of time talking, and it's you know, for players to understand as many times as possible that DeAaron Fox can get into the paint, create something, a drive out kick for a teammate, and let the offense start like that. We don't, if he can do that 100% of the time, you'll never see me call a play call all game long. So that he understands that's what we're looking for. First and foremost, get into the teeth of the defense and create for others. But we also want him having the mentality of, look, if teams are going to go, you know, on 6 feet under or under every screen and roll, we want him having the mentality and the confidence that for him and for what we want out of him and who he's going to be as a player, we want him having the confidence and knowing that the coaches have the confidence in him to shoot that shot. And then, you know, we'll continue to show him specifically, you know, he shoots 7-8 threes last game. You know, these 5 are what we're really looking for. These 3, you can get these anytime you want. So continuing to show and teach the ones we really like and the difference between those of which we, you know, we think he can get something better.